Tappity tap, is anybody there? Ah! I just got the reminders for the vet on Monday. I woke up and I was like, it's not Monday, is it? I liked it. That was one thing that I did like being in the Air Force. That was one thing that was cool about being in the Air Force, is that I knew where I had to be every day about a little after 6 a.m. I knew where I had to be. And I knew where I was going to be until like 3:30, so I knew what my day, and that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I get up and I put on my shrubberies. That's what I call my BDUs, because back then they were green. You dress like you're in the bushes, so I call them my shrubberies. I put on my shrubberies and my nice shiny boots, and I venture off to the age shop down at Offit, and I do my aging, my mechanicking. That's what I would do. Yeah, And then I was the Offit Air Force Base Toto, no joko. Isn't that funny? It stands for Technical Order Distribution Officer. Oh, wow. See, it basically has a librarian. Is that you have, for every maintenance action that is taken, you have to have the technical order right there with the page open to the maintenance action that you are doing. See? And if you vary and you sway, that could very well be punishable by the UCMJ. The United Code of Military Justice. More words made up by control freaks. You could get an Article 15 for going out and drinking with your buddies and falling asleep with your feet on the beach in the water and getting sunburned. You can get Article 15 for that. Dereliction of duty. Because you can't your feet are bloody red sunburn. See, there's all these realities of things that are in the world that people are just like, what? 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 They have no idea. They have no concept, because all they've done is lived one certain kind of way, and they can't imagine how other people live. And there's so many people on the planet. You know, it's a trip. It's freaking snowing right now. It is snowing right now. That is so peculiar to me. It is April 17th. That's weird. Like, it's snow. It's not even like, wussy snow. It's like, I took one of the totes and cut a hole in it and put a towel in it and covered it with the tarp, put it under the porch. Cause there's cats all over the place, and they got like cars, old junk cars are all over the place. Junk cars everywhere, broken glass all over the place. It's a trip, man. Sometimes I feel like I live in the past. But could the past be the future? What goes around comes around, So I'm constantly picking up glass in the yard and stuff. So I made a little, because I don't think they're used to. I was talking to Mr. Iskey today, and he's the farmer man. He's my father figure in life, You don't need a lot of people in life. You just need a couple that are really solid. And so many people just fill their lives with people that are not solid human beings. And when I think about solid, that there's some sort of congruence in there, or at least a recognition and an acknowledgement of a mind, body, and spiritual presence. And he's always helping people, and that's what I just want to help people. I just want to help people. I'm the one that's like helping the person, push their car out of the intersection and stuff like that, because I've been that person, and I push cars out of the intersection by myself, and it freaking sucks. So whenever I see anybody in the intersection, I be sure to put on my hazards, back them up, and freaking help them get out of the main, And so many people don't. There's just so many ways that people can. That's how people need to add to their environment. Doing things for the people, in their local community. It's just so weird. The whole. I don't know. I think about it. I got so many thoughts. My I'm going to see if I can rise above my horoscope, because my horoscope was my horoscope said I was going to have a hard time communicating. And I don't think that horoscopes necessarily designate how your day's going to go. I don't think that. I just think that they give you an idea and tell you, you know, how the potential of the energies could go, and then you make a choice to rise above it, or just you know. I was dressing like a tourist today because I was going around taking pictures of the dogs and stuff. And I'll go out and walk around here in a little bit when I'm done with my talk. And got a couple of Stanley to cat toes. And take pictures of the snow. It's freaking wild, man. It's just a trip. I'm gonna take off my hat now. Where'd my other hat go? Didn't I have my other hat on? No. Could be weird. Anyway, Mom and I were having a couple of good conversations. She kept saying it feels like we're in a different dimension. Feels like we're in a different dimension. We determined earlier, because her eyesight is better than mine. I see in frequency. I see in energy. I can see shadows and shades and frequencies. Like the is that even the right word? Iridescence? Iridescence. No, like the shimmeriness. Oh. The shimmeriness of things. I can see that in the metallic part, like in birds. Oh, really? I see that in birds. Oh. Over, like, people see a crow. I see, like, a mirrored creature. And other people see a black bird. Oh, wow. And it's more so since the great eclipse of 2017, or whatever that was. 2017. I got a really cool gift yesterday, and I'm compelled to go get it and show the nice people on my tube. So we were looking out the window earlier, and Mom looks out the window, and she's like, you can't even see the mountain. You can't even see the mountain. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, I can't see the mountain anyway, because I'm nearsighted. And so I need glasses to see distance. But there's also a gate on the front door. An iron gate. So it's interesting to me because when it's not snowing, Mom can see the mountain. I can't. It's such a trip, you know. And I was like, hey, Mom, that's probably why you could see so much through all my bullshit when I was a kid. Because she is so psychic, man. I quit. That's why, one of the reasons why I am so honest and direct is because she instilled in me at a very young age that is the importance of being honest and direct. I just didn't really get it until, well, it took me a while to find my voice. It did. So, I couldn't get away with anything. So I was the one, like, they made sure that she was there for my surprise party for my 18th birthday. I brought my mom to Keggers, you know. She knew what I was doing. She might as well be there to see me do it for a little while so she doesn't have to worry and wonder. Then, you know, I wasn't driving. So I got this really cool gift, and it's from Moon Dust Gift Boxes. It's really cool. I think it's an Etsy deal, I would guess. And it comes with these cool cards. It comes with all the protection stones. I got them all now, Ma. I got all the protection stones. They're all of them. And then it has, like, comes with this smudge deal, and I've been asking for smudge. and see, I ask for things and the universe provides them. It's really cool. It has like instructions on how to, according to them. I mean, people have their own way, but if you don't have your own way, here's a little guidance. You know, it ain't all ooga booga. You know, it's what you do with it. It's what you do with it. You know, I'm freaking feeding cats and providing shelter for them and stuff like that, and giving them and you know, the feral ones, you know, and I know there's people that do terrible things to animals, and I am not one of those people. So it's what people do with this stuff, you know. There's so much new age. There's just people are just trying to create division, man, and I ain't into it. So I stay home and I play with my rocks. Always had. Mom used to get so mad because I'd put rocks and stuff in my pockets, and she wouldn't check my pockets. They go in the washer, the dryer. What, Ma? Collected rocks. So I can't. Some of this, the font is weird. Gillenite, and it tells you a little bit about them. Tells you what they are. What they're for. Protection, cleanses aura, angelic connection, brings clarity, chakra, and crown. And you know it's cool. And this is it. It's tied to a piece of. Anyway, I won't go through all of them, but I got all of these. They have the cards that I'd rather show people the rocks. They have the rose. I think that's. I had a whole necklace made of this. I got it when I went to the Mayan ruins in Tulum. And it broke. I broke it in half. See, I got to be careful because, you know, when people know the potential of the breaking point in things, then you find it in a lot of stuff. So that's why one of the reasons why I don't get all attached to things, because things break in my presence. And unfortunately, a lot of times those are relationships. But that's how we live and we learn. I got cool stuff. Because God's looking out for me. I went into a rock store in Lincoln City. In Lincoln City, Oregon. It took me like 5 freaking days to recover. I just was like energetically peeing because being impact, that ain't cool for me. That was rough. Anyway, they even come with a couple little stickers. I think these are stickers. Smells like sage. So it's a really cool gift for your esoteric friend. And there's one for every chakra, you know. It's just cool stuff. Comes with a cool little bag. Anxiety, stress. These things, it's like, these are little practical little gift. Because I got all putting salt around my windows. You know. We weird kid pray all the time, all day long. Now we got all the cool stones and stuff. It's just freaking cool. So thank you, Earth Angels. What else is going on in the world? Besides it's snowing in the middle of freaking April. April 17th. We're almost in Taurus season and it's snowing. It's just, what? It's cool. Mom and I were talking about, it's just such a trip, man. The different experiences that people are having all over this world. Because, like, I know in Sacramento, it's like they're getting warm weather. They're going to, you know, people are getting their boats ready. Oh, when I was talking to Mr. Iskry earlier, actually, you know, people there, that's the thing, is they get caught up. They get caught up in, like, you get a couple sunny days and people are feeling it and they feel that charge, right? And then they're like, let's go plant, let's go. It's too early. You're not supposed to put stuff in the ground until it's like, the ground's like 50 degrees. And so it confuses plants and stuff like that. In some places, I don't know. But that's the thing, is weather is so weird all over the place because some people are having a success. Like, their stuff that they're planning is it's growing and it looks good as far as I can tell, So it also depends on the climate into which you live, because some people their temperature never gets lower than 50, It's just such a trip, man. So I know the whole world is going to start flaring up here pretty quick. It's just going to be so weird. I'm like, Ma, I was talking I was like, Mr. Iski, is the world gonna turn into a place that I'm gonna have to like protect my mother? Is it coming down to that? You got so many people that are whacked out on prescription pills and stuff like. They don't care because nobody cares about them. So people don't understand how people act when they're backed in a corner and nobody cares about them and nobody loves them and nobody wants to know them and all this stuff and how dark places can get and how dirty people can be. But people are gonna find out. So I guess that's when we'll find out if all these people that are coming to Jesus, if they're really coming to Jesus. And but it's a trip. But someone just said that they're from here that they've seen it snow in May. So that's cool. As long as as long as it's happened once before, when things start happening and people start talking like, oh, this is never like this, it's never been like this before, and you have the people that are always been there. See, I appreciate those people because they're the ones that I get the real deal from, right? The locals, people that have always been around and stuff. You alright, Mom? Oh, look at a light. Does that stop it or help make it happen? I can't remember. Now I made you think about it, so it's probably going to stop, huh? Did you lose it? Aww. How you doing? Mom got new Adidas. She does her this little. She got new Adidas and they fit real nice. I got to change her sock. Oh, we're changing her socks like every 2 days right now. She had a sore on the back of her leg. That's the thing, when people are going to start figuring out what it's like to take care of people too, because just take care of them in the home. You just got to have a few people to help you out every now and again. Then things are working. Because all this people living it. Some of these astrology predictions, Ma, they're just getting so dark. I'm like, I hope that, because we can change. We have the power to change and make the world, the planet, however we like. That is why it is so weird to me to see reports of how it is. And what is that? What is that country that is going through a civil war? Which one? It's going to happen all over the place. This eruption of people wanting their freedoms and their power back because people feel powerless but they're figuring out that power all the power that people have is within themselves, so they need to stop worrying about it and just living locally and trying to make things better for everybody around them in their neighborhood. Why don't people start being good to their neighbor, and then they'll worry about the rest of the world and if you need to deploy people or not, and that's what they're going to start doing, because it's that 19-year cycle. They got to make up some, bullshit freaking military bullcrap so rich guys can get richer. Their kids would never listen to them at home, but I'll be damned, they got brigades and freaking squadrons and shit that got a freaking, third. They had this deal when I was in basic training in 2000, and I have no problem keeping military buried, but I would make myself laugh sometimes. And in the mornings, everybody's standing out. It's like freaking ass crack 30, and it was cold in Texas in 2000. They had ice storms and stuff. And so you're standing out there, and they're doing their little ritual that they do, from my left to my right, report, right? And And every time I say that, I giggle because I still say it today. From my left to my right, retards. And I ain't politically correct ever. And it's funny because I used to be the kid that they said was retarded. Right? So. And then when you look at the word by definition, it's impeding progress. So by definition, all of the governments of all of the land are retarded. Because by definition, that's what it means, is it's impeding progress. And they, in fact, do that on a daily basis. Mom and I were talking earlier today about how I think that they exist to create cognitive dissonance. That is why they exist. To hinder. So like somebody comes up with a problem and they'll create an office how to do and pay themselves large budgets. What is up with that they're all, any 401k, any non-for-profit, they're all for profit. And they all give themselves lots of offices and lots of houses, and they take themselves on lots of vacations, and they call it all overhead. And then whatever is left over, they'll buy a homeless guy a fucking sandwich or a pizza or something. Right? And that's how they live. And they go around, they have parties and call themselves philanthropists and say, all of us, we do all this good. If all of these organizations, if you added up all the numbers of all these organizations that pay themselves to help other people, or pay themselves to say they help other people, because it never goes to the people. You know, all the humanitarian efforts never goes to the people. So, the people, we got to start coming up and living locally and figuring out how to solve these problems. And a big problem is helping how to heal from their hurts. People got to get off the junk and the dope and the frickin' booze. This world ain't gonna, get any better with a bunch of frickin' junkie drunks. Name one drunk at the end of his life, people were like, man, he was a really great guy. They don't exist. They don't exist. They have people that cover for him. That's what they have. So, anyway, people got to clean up their mind, body, and spirit. And it ain't easy to do. And it sucks. But if people want to see a real positive change in the world, they got to start by freaking doing the work and being the positive change within themselves. But evidently people do not want to take on that task. So it's just easier to sit on your couch, play your video game, freaking eat your shit food, freaking drink your beer, take your bong rips, I think I get to go out and shovel snow here soon. A little path for the little DOGs. They like it. We got a couple lowriders that get it at the undercarriage, It's actually accumulating. Anyway, pray for my DOGs. Tucker's having his pre-dental, and Artie's having his dental Monday. So I do better when they're home. I do better when they're home. So we'll get through it. I just get, the older I get, that's why friends and knowing people and having distractions, engaging my life in other people, because I'm not thinking about mine stuff. So that's, supposedly the world's supposed to be opening up, and I really don't want to see a natural, huge, huge, crazy, freaking earth change, and people keep talking about it, and whatever happens, Just that's why I think it's like people waste so much time on so much petty, lame crap, and they don't even, I'm kind of bummed because I'm freaking thousands of miles, a long drive to my relatives, right? I'm going to end up on this because I'm starting to run long. But this is how God works, because when I choose and run my ego and do what I want to do, I end up in Oregon, evidently unemployable because I couldn't get a job and got turned down near 70 times. Then it was determined, God showed me, you need to be a work-from-home daughter. You're not going to work 8-9 hours a day anymore. You need to spend more time with your mom. All right, Mom, those people that don't know, she had a stroke when she was 38. God bless her, she's 70 now. You know, in pretty good shape. She loves her Adidas. How she got them? She had a pair of Vans, and she put them under her bed when she went to sleep. When she woke up, she was at my brother's house and so she was sleeping in my niece's room. And so she woke up. She put on she grabbed a pair of shoes and put them on. And they fit, and they got all the way. I don't know. I picked her up and I was like, "Where's Mom's Vans?" You know. But they bought her a bunch of clothes, so I thought maybe they got her a new pair of shoes, and we determined later that was not the case. But we determined that she liked them, and then we found a pair of them on frickin'. There's somebody was selling a pair her size on frickin' Face Butt Market, and I went and met him yesterday, and Mom got a new pair. So, and I was just like thinking I could order a new pair online, you know. And they were already there. It was just like, it was perfect. I went down to Walmart, picked them up in the parking lot. It was pretty cool. Met a nice couple, too, you know, like-minded. So, my train of thought just derailed. Oh, so I did a DNA test. And I went back in Mom's account on her DNA test, and there were emails that were written in 2018, 17, 18, 18, shortly after she initially had hers done. And a woman was talking about had her New Mexico on her mind, and she grew up and was born in San Francisco, but like somebody she was related to was right here in Teos, and she was like designated as a first cousin to Mom, blood relative. And she went through like all the specs. That stuff kind of avoids me. I haven't delved too much into the genetics, the specifications, like the measurements, increments of measurements that they use to determine relation in DNA, stuff like that. Yeah. So this one we declare, you know, and then she said that they. God, I should have just read the story. Anyway, so we very well could have blood relatives right where God delivered us from Oregon. You know, because that's what happened is when I run the show is I ended up in Oregon. You know, we didn't have running water for 3 years. There was good parts to it. There's learning experiences to it that were hard. Negative shit, good shit, bad shit. You know, whatever. That's what life is. Just what are you going to accentuate on the most? Focus on the most. And then we got, you know, led to Arizona. And that was kind of a landing pad. And then we ended up here in northern New Mexico. And then we might have blood relatives here. That's how God works. Has always. When I don't run the show and I just throw it out there to God and universe, that's how we're led. And then when I'm coming from a place of ego, it don't work out well. So it's kind of hard because I got all these ambitions and this drive and these ideas and try this and do that, and you know, oftentimes it's not the time or the place. So I learned to meditate. That helps a lot when people are trying to freaking curb their energy and stuff like that. For me, meditate state, that really did a lot for me. Binaural beats. I like all kinds of different meditations. I like to listen to classical music to meditate, you know. I just always like to do a little prayer of protection before, you know. I'm never vulnerable. I'm never not in a state where, you know, I'm completely freaking giving my will over to something else aside from God. So I usually don't worry about stuff like that. People get tripped up about